Hello everyone. Okay, here.
Prepare for battle.
Back on the Overwatch.
Select your hero.
Playing on the PTR right now. Just wanted to play some D.va with the updates and changes. Basically, my feeling on her is... Alright, so basically they reversed her health and her armor. So now she has 200 armor and 400 health. Now that might seem like a good change for her, but at the same time, you gotta keep in mind that before all this, she had 300 armor, 200 health. That might not seem like a big difference.
Here in the mountains. I wish I could go climbing.
But that's a huge difference. I mean, basically with armor, you take about 50% less damage. It's not consistently 50%. It's basically some weird variable where if it does less damage than like 0.5%, it's basically gotten rid of. The damage is ignored altogether.
Enemy contact.
And hold on 1 second.
Team, heal up here.
And basically, it just makes it so that way you're not taking damage that is unnecessary, basically. They basically just got rid of all of her armor and replaced it with health. And now her mecha basically gets destroyed even faster than before. On top of that, with the changes to Sombra, it just makes it so it's even harder to counter the character. And you know, Sombra is kind of really strong against her mecha and against D.va. Because if she can hack D.va, D.va can't even mech up again. She's basically done right then and there. She can't get her mech back. She can't really do anything to help her team.
Get to this! This objective has my name written all over it.
And it's just basically a lot harder for her to do her job as a tank. She's worse off than when the game started. Literally, I lost all my armor without even trying. How is she supposed to handle taking down tanks and flanking all the time if she can't even withstand the damage she's supposed to take? She has to take a certain amount of damage in order to even be viable.
Nerf this!
And she can't even take that damage anymore.
All systems checked out. Junkrat primed and ready. I'm back in the fight.
She can't even stand up to a Roadhog. But Roadhog is supposed to counter her. I'll give him that. Roadhog should counter her. The problem is that frankly she can't do anything against McCree's snipers. She can barely handle Hanzo because her hitbox is gigantic. She has the biggest hitbox in the game. The biggest. And it basically destroys mecha without anyone even trying. And because I'm trying to main tank and handle flankers, yeah. This is happening.
Fully operational.
But I'm okay with that. It's just PTR. However, one thing I do like on the PTR is they made the changes to the kill feed there. Basically, it shows you how people were killed and whatnot. But it's just she has less tanking ability now than Winston does. And Winston has a, what, 8-second cooldown? 8-second cooldown on his bubble? And And it's
All
just like,
systems operational. D.va, ready for combat.
how come she's a worse tank than Winston is now? When before she would sit nicely with 300 health
Round 2. Capture.
and 200 armor. She couldn't be taken out too easily. She couldn't be.
Damage increase.
Weapons optimized.
She couldn't be destroyed as easily. But
APM
now
double
she's
down.
basically just fodder. She has such a huge crit box that literally there's very few characters who can't hit her hitbox.
The objective.
As long as you're facing her,
Time to
basically,
raise my
you can
APM.
you can freaking hit her. You can hit her hitbox,
Get through
and it
this.
doesn't even. You don't even need to be that accurate. Wow, this Widow is extremely. It is extremely good. Wow, they missed me completely there. Not sure how that worked.
No, healed up. Suiting up.
But yeah,
I'm
it's
back in the
just
fight.
she's a worse character than when she was at launch. I mean, the only improvement she has basically now is her movement speed while
Securing the
shooting in Mecha. Basically, all the changes were done to Mecha,
Scratch, you'll be fine.
and and it just makes it so that way she can't really do her job. She's supposed to be more of a dive disruption tank. How can she disrupt if basically the moment she walks near the enemy, her mecha's gone? Gone. Literally, she just melts away into nothing. And even before, she was one of the strongest, one of the weakest characters
Nanoboost administered.
in the game. In the game. Literally. Look at that.
Ejecting.
He was because he was able to get close enough to me.
Let's clear them out.
He was able to take me out.
I might need this later.
They're taking the objective. Focus out this. Fully operational.
Face me.
Personne n'échappe à mon regard.
Mecha activated.
While the hook changes were good, they made it so that way, you know, the hook was more fair.
Nerf this.
Heroes never die.
No one. Nerf this.
They did make it so that way she can't basically tank by herself anymore.
Damage amplified.
Now that's
So what?
teamwork.
Everyone's gonna need to play Reinhardt even more? Well, that's terrible.
Time
Reinhardt
to raise my
is
APM.
one of the most played tanks because a team that plays without him is basically playing with no holding power at all. And when I say that right now, we're getting destroyed by the fact that this team is really
Shoot you
good.
down.
Well, not good, they're just playing well together. But how do they expect her to tank if she can't even protect her team?
Healed up.
Like, flat out. They're trying to make it so she can't protect her team. Then how the fuck, how is she supposed to tank against anyone? At all?
You're powered up. Get in there.
I am unstoppable. Routing power to forward barrier.
She takes more damage than all of the tanks now.
Helden sterben nicht.
Defense matrix activated. Get
Round 2.
Wow, we won that. But basically, her hitbox is gigantic. And she
1-1.
she can't main tank anymore. So what role is she gonna fit in? She won't be able to
Symmetry reporting.
she won't be able to
I'll enjoy the quiet.
handle the tanking responsibilities. She won't be able to dive in and kill targets because by the time she gets to them, her giant hitbox it basically makes so they can't. She's gonna get destroyed.
Do not deviate from the plan, and victory will be ours.
5, 4,
But
3, 2, 1. Round 3.
and that's another thing I love is this chat wheel, this emote wheel.
Taking off.
But basically, she's lost her ability to do tanking the way she should be able to.
You should be at peak performance levels.
Now we're
She
talking.
no longer has the ability to hold her own against characters she's supposed to be strong against.
Routing power to
The objective
check
is
me out. Securing the point.
Yep, there goes half my team dead.
날라간다.
I mean, Reaper's gonna, with these changes, not only is Reaper gonna destroy her, which he should, mind you, he's a tank buster, that's his job. But
Damage increase.
they're not making any changes to Soldier either. You know Soldier, that guy who can self-heal, well not just self-heal, heal his group,
Watching your back.
and on top of that, Soldier's able to run around and flank still.
Name.
Soldier's gonna be, and with his ultimate
Operational.
and the amount of damage he puts out, there's no way no one's gonna pick Soldier on a team in competitive. Soldier's gonna be overplayed.
Get through this.
You think Sombra's gonna do shit? Sombra's gonna be pointless. Nobody's gonna play Sombra. Why would they play Sombra when they can have a consistently damaged character
I'm
who
about to shoot you
is
down.
stronger than Sombra? And not only that, can do more damage than him.
Say enemy seen.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I
Time
understand
to raise my
Sombra
APM.
and how they're exposed to counter tank.
Ejecting.
Exposed to change the way the meta works. But you really think that she's going to change the meta that much? I don't think she's going to.
See you later. My shield generator is under attack.
Because the way she works,
For a price.
she's not going to be changing all that much of the game.
Overtime.
Taking the point. Don't worry. I got
So
you.
what? A tank who's supposed to be one of the strongest characters in the game can't even frickin' manage to hold his own. Or hold her own anymore. Yeah, I know with the tank meta things are kind of iffy. But at the same time, she's supposed to be able to tank damage. Now she can barely tank anything.
Don't get caught.
That was an interesting move by their Widow. But yeah, I just feel like they should never have buffed her, and that they should if they're gonna debuff her, revert the changes back, because at least that way she was in a place where she could tank well.
Apagando las luces.
She had the ability to do things that she should have been doing to begin with.
Barrier.
But now she can barely do anything on her own. Not that she, should be able to do everything on her own, but she should at least be able to stand up to some characters. Pretty much it's not going to be a character she's going to be good against anymore.
Sniper! Don't get caught! Teleporter online. Move quickly. Get healed.
It's gonna be basically what it was before. What's the point of running her if she can't even stand up to the things she's supposed to counter?
Victory.
It's just gonna be same as before. She's gonna be too weak, or Soldier. It's the one character she should be countering, which is Soldier. She won't be able to counter. She can barely counter him now because his ultimate actually outlasts
Triple kill.
her ultimate or her defense matrix. So she basically, if he kills the other tank, like a Reinhardt or whatever,
I always hit my mark.
then the team's basically screwed. Soldier's going to be way too strong after this if these changes go through. I agree she might need to be a bit debuffed, but at least revert the changes, because that's what when she was sitting at a good place. Anyways, I'm just going to go ahead and leave it there. You guys have a good one and good game.